Alyssa Bloom from Bloom Digital Creatives, and tonight we're going to be talking about hashtag strategy. So let's start from the beginning. What are hashtags? A hashtag is a word or phrase preceded by a hash sign. Back in my day, we called that a number sign, used on social media, websites, and applications to identify messages on a specific topic. AKA, it could be a search engine on social media. Why do we use hashtags? So we use hashtags for two reasons. It's to make content searchable so you can get discovered, and then to search for content to get results. So even as a business owner, you can use it both ways, and we'll get into that. But you want people to find you, and you want to be able to find your ideal client. So who is your ideal client? I want you to define your ideal client. So in your business, you might say anyone could be your ideal client. You'll take on anyone, client or customer. You can take on anyone. You don't have a problem saying no. But in order to make Instagram and social media and hashtags like usable and to use it at your advantage, you need to know who your ideal client is. So even though you're not going to say no to somebody coming on as a client or customer, it'll help your business if you can narrow it down to one person. So what I want you to do is to define your ideal client. I want you to create an ideal client avatar. So like you can draw a person, you can find a person on Canva, a little cartoon, and I want you to create an ideal client. I want you to give this person a name. Do they own a business? What is their gender, their job, their income? What class are they? What is their family like? Are they married? Do they have kids? Do they live with their parents? Where are they located? Are they into fitness and wellness? What do they do for health? What are their hobbies? What is their purchase behavior? Do they tend to add things to their cart and leave it hanging? Do they purchase impulsively? What type of things are they buying? Do they travel? What social platforms are they hanging out on? Of course, that's extremely important for you to know. If your ideal client is named Ivy, you want to know where she's hanging out because that's where you're going to do your marketing. How old is she or he? And what kind of relationships do they have? And I'm not talking about family here. Relationships like, do they do mom's nights out? Do they go to yoga? Do they go to the dog park? Like, what kind of friends and family, who are they hanging out with? So go ahead, if you want to take a picture or screenshot this slide. It would be tremendously beneficial for you to come up with your avatar and answer these questions, because then you're going to target your avatar through these hashtags. So what hashtags is your ideal client searching and using? You want to know this to find them. So if Ivy is in Miami and she needs a hairstylist and she's searching Miami hairstylist, then that's what you're searching to find her. And maybe you're not a hairstylist, but if she is searching for that hashtag, you might want to add it to some of your posts that she can see you and pop up. And if your picture is eye-catching, she might click on it. Or you can search that if she's using it in her hashtags to reach out to her. Oops. So there's different types of hashtags that you're going to use when you're doing your post. You can start off with geographic hashtags. So where is your ideal client located? So it's pretty simple. If you're in Miami and you want to use hashtag Miami Mom, you're going to put the city in front of like whatever word that you're using. And you don't even necessarily have to use like a verb or adjective or noun with it. It can just be simply hashtag Seattle. That just might be too broad, but once in a while it's good to use that. And especially if you live in like a small city like Fort Myers, hashtag Fort Myers, it might not be used as much as Miami. So these are some examples. Hashtag Chicago photographer if you're a photographer, Seattle. Location-based hashtags is different from geographic hashtags. So, where's your ideal client hanging out or searching? So, if they're hanging out at Starbucks, you might want to use West Palm Starbucks, hashtag Philadelphia Ritz Carlton. There are industry based hashtags. So, this is great to gain attention if you're using your industry, and also to collaborate. So, for example, I'm a social media marketer. I might want to collaborate with a branding photographer. So, I might want to search hashtag Naples brand photography. Um, just because that might be somebody I want to collaborate with me. I could give them clients, they could give me clients. So that's another way to use hashtags. The hashtags on here I use is like hashtag Miami dietitian, Orlando dentist, New York City hairstylist, social media marketer. Photo related hashtags. This is the most important one, and I don't think it's often used, but Instagram is really looking that you're using hashtags based on your photo. So if you have, this is what I recommend. In my phone, I have sets of hashtags and I just copy and paste. But I always try to add like the first like 5 to 10 hashtags related to the photo that I'm actually posting about. And that's what Instagram wants for you to do. So if your graphic that you're posting has a coffee in it, you should be using hashtag coffee. I mean, that's very broad. So in addition, you could be like get a little bit more specific, like hashtag chai tea latte or hashtag what coffee are you or what, like just try to keep it coffee related. If you have a picture of your dog in the photo, dogs of Instagram, what type of like the breed. um if you have a football in your picture, hashtag football season, and things like that. And believe it or not, actually I'm almost wrapping up here. I hope I'm not talking too fast. Hashtag size. So I often get asked that because if I use hashtag LOL, hashtag photographer, like you're going to get a million posts. So right here, I started typing in hashtag brand PH, so like photographer, photography. For hashtag brand photography, this is how many posts there currently are that are on Instagram with that hashtag. So it's a really good number. So you might likely be found if you're using that hashtag. So anything less than 500,000 posts is recommended. Um, and but you want to mix that up too. Like things that are like brand photographer Miami, like MIA has 868 posts. Like that's a really good number too, because you're more likely to be found. But that also it's low, so people might not necessarily be searching it. So that's why you want to mess it up. It's all a game. It's always changing. So you just have to play with it and see what works, switch it up. It's a strategy. I mean, you just gotta play around and see what works and what doesn't work. I mean, there's always going to probably be about 10 hashtags that you're constantly going to be using based on your career, like your business. But this is a really good start. Okay, so pro tip. A second. Oop. Actually, I'm going to go this one first. So if you found this helpful and if you watched the Canva workshop that I did last month, we do this once a month. We have workshops like this once a month in the Social Bloom. So this one happened to be open to the public, but in the future, it's going to be exclusive to members of the Social Bloom, which is a social media website membership. And basically, when you join, it's $24 a month, and you get a content calendar that the amazing Adrienne creates. She comes up with something to post about for every day of the month. So, like 30 post ideas, and she'll include national days on that too. So, you're not missing anything. You're going to get weekly tips in the Facebook group, challenges to inspire you and motivate you to post. Oh, I have to announce the winner. Do that. A workshop like this and the community. So when you're part of the Social Bloom, you get to join our Facebook community where you can collaborate with other entrepreneurs and ask questions and maybe work together. So next month in November, we're going to talk about what should I post about, and we're going to go into coming up with ideas to post about, and also not to sound too salesy, because I often get asked like, I don't want every post to be about selling my business, selling. I want to make sales in a not salesy way. So I'm going to break it down and tell you how to do that. But a little hint, I'm going to give you a little pro tip going into that. People want to see some behind the scenes stuff. What do you have going on? So my idea for you is take a little picture of our Zoom meeting and post it to your stories. Maybe not this picture. Let's go to this post. um, and share to your stories. Like you can say, always learning or working on the business behind the scenes and add it to your stories. Tag me so I can see. And people really tend to enjoy that. So, again, thank you so much for coming and listening. My name is Alyssa Bloom. My website is bloomdigitalcreatives.com. My email is info@bloomdigitalcreatives.com. And you can find me on Instagram at bloomdigitalcreatives. So I'm going to end this right now and see if we have any questions.